What's going on, guys? We back again with another video. As you can see here, we back on the Breakfast Club. We get to see some more of Charlamagne and DJ Envy's cognitive dissonance when Vivek is talking. So right here, you can really see in this clip I'm about to play. You can really see the Trump derangement syndrome from Charlamagne. Just watch, listen to what Charlamagne is saying, and listen to what Vivek is saying, and notice that Charlamagne is literally doing what Vivek. Charlamagne is literally doing what Vivek said the media did, or what they do to Trump's quotes. So I'm gonna just get right to it.
The people we elect to run the government should run the government, not the bureaucracy. Those elected leaders owe a moral duty to the citizens of this country, not the citizens of Ukraine or another one. And oh, by the way, we all get to express and speak our minds freely and in the open. Whether or not we disagree, you get to speak your mind, and you do, and I do too, as long as each of us gets the same right in return. I think those are basic rules of the road that most of us, 90% of us in this country, agree on. And
now, Trump, Trump doesn't agree with that, though. Trump already said he wants to shut the media down for speaking about him if he becomes president again.
I think.
Also, Vivek is talking about himself and what he thinks, but Charlamagne just has to bring up Trump. He has to bring up Trump. He just has to. He has to take jabs at Trump.
Here's what I've noticed happening in the country. I've had a front row seat to the media, okay, for the last year. Believe me. 12 of them follow me around everywhere I've gone for a long time. We do interviews at the end of every day, and I've granted more, media access or press access than anybody else for full transparency. Actually, we become friends with some of them, young people, actually. Not the people who are their bosses up the chain. I think a lot of them have lost their way, but the young people, 22 years old, who have, earnestly got a job, think they're actually doing a good job. Several of them actually I became personally quite friendly with, and I expect to remain friends with over the course of life. And the best ones, I think, aren't going to end up even staying in media. Are you about to
making excuses to why Trump wants to shut the media
down? No, I'm going to tell you.
See what I mean? My boy is he's just so stuck on Trump. So stuck on Trump. Vivek said, I've been around the media. I see how they work, and I'm going to tell you how they work. He's not making excuses. He's just telling you from my personal experience, this is what I've observed. And Charlamagne not even trying to hear that. Look at the body language. He's not trying to hear that. He's not trying to hear nothing you got to say, Vivek.
I'm going to tell you something else. Is what I've seen happen is, because I get questions on this regularly. Trump will say something. There will be one word they pick out. Vermin was one. They followed me around about that for a week.
What one word or a phrase that he said out of his whole speech, or even just a whole paragraph that he spoke. Just look what Charlamagne does immediately after he says this.
What do you think about the Donald Trump called his opponents vermin? And it's a whole game that the media plays where they will
quoting
pick
Hitler.
They will pick one word he says and then actually have you respond to it, as opposed to taking
actually quoting
the
Hitler.
actual. But the obsession over picking some word that Donald Trump said,
he was quoting
and
Hitler.
making that the news story versus actually asking about the substance. Right? I mean, Charlamagne, I think I saw some of your own commentary recently where you agree with me on the border being a crisis. And it's ridiculous what's happening on the southern border.
What got to do with anything?
What did he say? What did he say that quoted Hitler? Let's actually just go to the specifics. Let's just go to the specifics.
Charlamagne say, you want me to pull up the whole quote? Watch this.
Specifics and do this.
He's not going to pull up the whole quote. He's going to pull up what someone says about the quote with a little bit of the quote in it. Watch what he reads. Listen to how he quotes it.
Because this is exactly what happened.
Oh boy.
Pull it up.
Boy, going to CNN.com.
Word for word. Read me the whole paragraph, what comes before, during, and after. I don't even know what you're referring to, but I know enough of how the game is played that I just want to play this out.
And he also said that he didn't know Hitler had used the term.
Okay,
and that was
right. If he didn't know Hitler used the term, then how is he quoting Hitler?
The poisoning the blood term. That's straight out of the manifesto.
Just because somebody says a word that
which Charlamagne did not read, I guarantee you.
So appears in some English translation of the manifesto is some sort of weird game of gotcha. Just read to me the full paragraph block
you're saying
quote.
Immigrants poison the blood of America.
Give me Donald Trump's quote. We're not going to do the game of the secondhand, NBC News distillation of it.
Right. Give me the whole quote before, middle, and end. Not what somebody said about it, and not what they think he said. Give me the whole quote.
Just get to the primary source.
Hold on.
Because I know Donald Trump, and he's not somebody who goes around quoting Adolf Hitler. It's just not a thing that happens. I know half this country is taught to believe by the media that that's what he does, but that's just not Donald Trump.
I think the real number is 15, 16 million people into our country. When they do that, we got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country, Trump told the crowd at a rally in New Hampshire. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. And he kept repeating the phrase, poisoning the blood of our country.
Can you just do me one favor? Because we got it. I think this is so valuable. Just read exactly Trump's quote. Read
the whole sentence. Illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of our nation.
Okay. And
no. Notice how when he got done reading the quote, he said, "Oh," and he kept saying this over and over. That part right there is how you know he's not reading the whole quote. That's how you know he's not reading the translation of what he actually said. He's reading an article of what somebody is saying about what he said. Now, they may have a little bit of the quote in there, but if you really want to sit here and destroy what Trump is saying, then at least read or listen to everything that he's saying. Don't just take a little bit and piece of it, because if he said that, then he had a whole lot more to say. If he said they're poisoning the blood of this country, he's right. If you listen to what he's saying, they're coming over here with no respect for our culture. So they're literally poisoning the culture because they coming in, and it's a culture war right now. It's a culture war. What's happening at the border is a culture war, and they bringing in 22 million immigrants. That is insane. That is literally poison. That's poison to a country that has completely different values, morals, ethics, all type of stuff, a different economy.
Read the rest of it as you did. Just go the whole paragraph, because I think
right. Go the whole paragraph.
Just do one more time, just so everybody hear what he actually said versus the news story.
The term blood poisoning was used by Hitler.
No, see, he's not reading the quote. He's reading what they said about the quote.
One time, just so everybody hear what he actually said versus the news story.
The term blood poisoning was used by Hitler in his
read what Donald Trump said, not what somebody wrote about it.
He criticized immigration in the mixing of all races. Trump is doing the exact same thing.
They're poisoning the mental health institutions. They're poisoning the prisons.
Said poisoning the blood of our country.
That was one line from a...
Right, that's... Charlamagne is so stupid. Oh my goodness. Vivek said, read the whole quote again. Read the entire quote. Charlamagne goes to read what somebody said about the quote. Then he says, "Oh, well, he said he's poisoning the blood of his country." Vivek is like, "This is. I'm clarifying. When he said they're poisoning the blood, they're poisoning. What did he say?
Mental health institutions,
the mental health
prisons,
the prisons,
the blood of our country."
That was one.
That's one line. That's what he meant when he said they're poisoning the blood. Just because he said he could have said poisoning the soil, then it would have instantly not been a Hitler quote. Well, because he said poison in the blood, and it just so happened to be something that Hitler also said, if that's even true. So now all of a sudden Trump's Hitler? When anybody that has a love for this country would know that this is poison in our country. It literally is poison in our country. It's people literally waiting years to get into this country legally. And these folks just coming across the border. You think these are honest people? This Charlamagne is such a tool. I can't believe Vivek is on this show again. I can't, man. I don't have the patience for it. Vivek is a better man than me, because I would have had to leave, because Charlamagne is just he's too dumb to reason with. It is what it is, man. It's a waste of time. You're wasting your time, Vivek. But I know why Vivek keeps going on the show. He's trying to get the blacks to kind of open their eyes and see, that they being lied to in real time about everything at all times. But you going on the Breakfast Club, and he's just gonna miss your point. And then the average black viewer is observing Vivek through the eyes of Charlamagne. So they're agreeing with everything Charlamagne is saying, even though Charlamagne's not even saying nothing. And they're not really listening to Vivek. Vivek is saying, say the whole quote of everything he said, and I'll explain to you. They said that he quoted Hitler in it. No. Read the quote. Read the entire quote. And let me clarify for you, because clearly you don't know what he's saying, because you're a tool. You're not thinking for yourself. The first thing he did when he said pull up a quote, he said go to the source. Vivek said go to the source. The first thing he did was went to MSNBC or CNN. He went to an article. Why don't you just go to the quote? Why don't you pull up the video? You got a laptop right in front of your face. Pull up the video. But he's not going to do that because he doesn't want to understand what he's saying. He wants to hate Trump. This is Trump derangement syndrome. That's what it is. When you hate the truth so much, that is derangement. That is a hardened heart. That is a reprobate mind. You hate the truth. You don't even want to be bothered with it. That is a reprobate mind.
One line from a broader litany.
That's Hitler's line.
And so I'll tell you this, man. I went to the south side of Chicago in this campaign against the advice of my campaign advisors because they said, why are you going there in the middle of a primary? I'm running to unite the country. You know what they're doing in Chicago right now, or at least at the time I went there? They were converting South Shore High School, a poor high school on the south side of Chicago, into an encampment for migrants who are in this country illegally at a cost of $7,000 per migrant per month.
Absolutely, that happened.
Yeah, he's not lying. I live on the south side, and I actually just drove past it yesterday. It's on the same street as they're building the really big Obama library. It's on Stony Island. They're building a huge Obama library. So it's a whole bunch of money going to the city, but it's not going to any of the citizens. It's not going to us. It's coming out of our pockets and going to immigrants in a damn library that's taking up, it seems like it's taking up a mile. Like it's right over by the lake. If you in Chicago, you know what I'm talking about on Stony Island, like 63rd and Stony Island, all the way to 67th or 68th or something. It's all just construction. And the funny thing is, South Shore is right across the street from the Obama library, so you don't even notice that it's an immigrant camp because you looking at the big library that's being built and the streets all tore up and there's so much going on. You don't even notice that the school isn't even operating as a school anymore. You see how slick they is? It's so slick that the average person would just walk right past it. But Vivek is trying to explain to Charlamagne, like, yeah, they're the left is slick. They're very slick, very, very slick, and it's a sleight of hand trick, and the average person is gonna get duped by it because the average person don't want to know the truth anyway.
In New York a couple years ago.
There were things said in the room that I was in that were far more incendiary than what you just read right there, and I don't hold it against the people who were in that room with me because America First includes all Americans, and I think it is dead wrong that we are rewarding mass numbers of people who have entered this country illegally, breaking the law as they do it, coming in by the millions, and rewarding them more than we are our own fellow citizens right here.
Facts. Now, he's tripping on what Trump said. Let me show you something that Biden actually said. And I'm going to pull up the whole video. I'm going to play about 40, 50 seconds of it. But listen to what Trump said, what he said Trump said, versus what Biden is saying right here.
And there's something dangerous happening in America now. There's an extremist movement that does not share the basic beliefs in our democracy. The MAGA movement. Not every Republican, not even a majority of Republicans adhere to the MAGA extremist ideology. I know because I've been able to work with Republicans my whole career. But there's no question that today's Republican Party is driven and intimidated by MAGA Republican extremists. Their extreme agenda, if carried out, would fundamentally alter the institutions of American democracy as we know it.
He is talking about voters. He is talking about Americans. He's saying that MAGA extremists. He's talking about conservatives. He's saying that the conservatives, which are mostly Christians, are extremists. If you MAGA or you make America great again, you're not even necessarily a Trumpster. You're just probably somebody that loves this country and more than likely love God, because if you living in truth, you understand that this is your home. That's the truth. This is your country, and you don't want your country to be destroyed by any forces inside or outside of it. That's just what it is. You want your nation to remain a nation. You don't want open borders. It's not a nation if it's open borders. So he's talking about a group of voters that are extremists, but they never say nothing about Black Lives Matter that destroyed my neighborhood. There are no black businesses. If there are some, there's very few black businesses around here because they all destroyed. Our grocery stores are gone. They done looted the Walmart out of existence. The Jewel Osco I was working at was destroyed. And they wasn't stealing no bread. They wasn't stealing no food. They was stealing liquor, money, stealing like baby stuff and like detergent and stuff to boost with. They steal it so they can sell it back, at half price. Cause they can sell it at half price because they got it for free, so it's all profit. And almost every liquor store was looted and rioted, but he didn't say nothing about Black Lives Matter. He didn't say nothing about what they're currently doing. They literally riot and protesting. It seems like every week. Not even Black Lives Matter. The pro-Palestine people, they are literally shutting our city down every weekend. I work downtown. When I get off work at 5, I want to go straight home. It will take me like 15, 20 minutes to get home on a good day. But when they protest, it takes me 2 hours to get home. And then I have my other job. So these people are just shutting down the country and protesting. And they start fighting and stuff. And then you got the Black Lives Matter on the other end destroying stuff whenever they pretty much feel like it. But they're not extremists. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's crazy. Not even a word for it no more. It's if you don't really see what's going on nowadays, then you are essentially part of the problem, because it's a lot going on that you're pretty much accepting it. You are pretty much accepting it. Like you should have questioned yourself when during the pandemic they said stay in the house and social distance unless you want to protest, unless you can protest. What that should have went off of your head like, well, why would they want us to protest? They want you to protest because if everybody's in the house, you could just cause hell on the streets because nobody's out there. No, who's gonna stop you? The average person not gonna stop you, and if they was, they're not gonna stop you not because they're in the house. But you can protest? That doesn't make sense. And then the peaceful protests are not peaceful at all. It's not peaceful. And also in this clip, in the this Breakfast Club clip, he also quoted how Trump said that he sent them people to January 6th and told them to go destroy it and root and riot, and which is just a flat out lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Trump said to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Peacefully, patriotically. Peace. The first thing he said was peaceful. Peacefully do it. So off bat, anybody that's not doing that is not really a Trumpster, because if you at his rally and you take his word as truth, you would not go down there and destroy the Capitol. Why would you destroy the Capitol? But everybody knows that there was FBI people there was agitators, and there was people there that just pretty much wanted to cause havoc and muddy up the waters, and the media played right along with it. But if you on this side of the aisle, you know that's pretty much what's been happening. You know that's what's happening. So it's not nothing new. But hopefully somebody that hasn't been keeping up, or keeping up with anything, or even my page, I'm telling you, just look it up. Look for yourself. Don't do what this hold on, where he at? Don't do what this dude is doing. Don't do it. Cause you're just gonna be just getting lied to, and then when somebody comes and speaks the truth to you, you're gonna think they're lying to you. You're gonna be so upside down that you think the lie is the truth and the truth is the lie. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a reprobate mind. That is a reprobate mind. And they said the Bible said God hardened their hearts, gave them over to a reprobate mind. That's what this is in real time. You get to see it just flat out. Oh, Hitler said it. Hitler said it. Hitler said it. And the devil said, "Do as thou wilt." But you still doing what you want to do, right? Everybody's doing what they want to do, but nobody's saying what the devil said. Do what you want to do. So we probably shouldn't do what we want to do. But that's just the cognitive dissonance of the average black person, and especially this guy right here. So long story short, Vivek he's wasting his time, man. He's wasting his time on this show. I hope he doesn't come back again. Charlamagne is like 7-0 right now. Pierce went up there and slapped him up. Larry went up there and slapped him up. Vivek came twice and slapped him up. I'm pretty sure anybody else that came. Oh, and Charlamagne got beat up on camera, or he almost got jumped. He got hit a couple times. If they would have called him, he would have definitely got jumped. Charlamagne is not somebody you want to listen to. This guy, you do not want to listen to him. It's not not sound information. It's not sound advice. Anything he says, it's amazing. They talk about racism and structural racism, systemic racism. They changed the term every couple of years. Because first it was just racism, then there was systematic racism. Now it's systemic racism. And my man Charlamagne in this podcast or in this show said structural racism or something. They just making it up, man. Anything to sound fresh and sound new to catch your attention because they just gonna start expanding it and widening the definition, till it pretty much means this, like, you just anything black people do is racism. Anything you dislike about the black culture is racism. But yeah, stay away from people like Charlamagne, DJ Envy, this whole show. Because they tell you that you can't do it because of structural racism or systemic or systematic or whatever the hell they said. Meanwhile, this dude they have a show, The Breakfast Club, 5.43 million views on YouTube. Subscribers on YouTube. But they telling you that you can't do it because of racism. They think you are stupid. They think you're stupid. And it's nothing worse than a dummy calling you dumb. It just don't sit right. It don't sit right with me personally, because they talk to you like you're stupid, but they're actually the stupid ones because they're lying to you. They are lying to you, and they think you're stupid, and you are stupid if you believe it, honestly. So they might not be lying to you. So if you don't catch on to that, then I don't know what to tell you, my man, or woman, or they. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and buddies and stuff. I'm gonna react to some more of this Breakfast Club. It is a couple more clips in here that I want to get to, and I am also on the road to 1K. I need 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. I had a big leap and then I kind of slowed down, but I'm finna be back on it, man. Back in it, dropping videos consistently. So if you down with the movement, then go ahead, drop a sub and share with your friends and family. Catch you on the next one.